Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League and let's try to get some wins here. We're going to be using the Clodsire paired with the Shadow Feraligatr and the Malamar in the back. We're going to switch on to the Malamar immediately to see what they have in the back. We're going to fire off a foul play and then we're going to go for a see if we can get a shield. We do grab a shield from our opponent. Now we have a decision. Are we going to shield here or let this go? It ends up being the Earth Power. We barely survive it, which allows him to get an extra fast move in. So not the best situation. We're going to come in with our Feraligatr here to see if we can take it out by farm now. That's exactly what we do. Looks like the Dugong is lurking in the back, and we're going to switch back out into the Clodsire. So we have Clodsire versus Clodsire. We have the shield advantage. We are going to throw this Earthquake as soon as we have it. It does go through, so we know that we can potentially go for another Earthquake soon. Here, we're going to shield this one up as well because we need this Clodsire as healthy as possible versus that Dugong. We're going to fire off this Earthquake, and then we're going to see if we can take down this Dugong by committee. This Stone Edge here will either get a shield or it's going to deal a lot of damage. They decide to go for the Icy Wind immediately. This Icy Wind chunks away at the health of the Clodsire. We're going to try to catch a move here. Okay, and it looks like we do catch something. Ends up being the Icy Wind, so that's good news for us. And since we have a lot of residual energy on our Feraligatr, we're just going to spam all of these Hydro Cannons. And the Hydro Cannon does get it into the red, so we have a move on our Clodsire. Will this KO from this range? I think so. There you go. So we do take out that team that had pretty much an advantage in the back. And we were able to just kind of build up a ton of energy for the backline. We basically had Clodsire Mirror, and then we had to take down that Dugong with a combination of the Clodsire and the Feraligatr. We're going to switch on to the Malamar again. We get faced with a Mandibuzz. This is the worst case scenario. This Mandibuzz is going to be able to win against our Malamar. We are going to tank the Dark Pulse, and then here we're just going to build up a ton of energy, throw double superpowers. One superpower is going to only be neutral damage, and it's only going to get it into the yellow. We throw another superpower, gets it into the red. We know that we can throw this Stone Edge. Okay, they actually switch out into their Clodsire, which has a move. Most likely going to be the Earthquake. We can tank that. We're going to build up a ton of energy, throw our own Earthquake here. Basically, we want them to use all the energy. So they decided to let that go as well. We know that this potentially could take us out, so let's see what they do here. Stone Edge does not take us out, so we're going to switch out immediately. Try to get a good amount of farm with the Feraligatr. We are going to have to shield this one up because we want to take the energy with the Feraligatr and use it to good use. Okay, and then we see the Greedent lurking in the back. Greedent here is going to have two shields to deal with, but our Feraligatr has a good amount of energy. One Hydro Cannon already gets it into the yellow. We are going to tank that move back there. Ends up being the Trailblaze, so that was unfortunately not the move we are expecting. We're going to switch out here into the Malamar. Our opponent here does have enough energy to spam the Body Slam, though. We're going to get this foul play off, and they do use their last shield, so we're going to force them to use some energy here. We know they have Body Slam and Trailblaze. Now it comes down to, do we have a move on the Clodsire? Yes, we do. Go for the Stone Edge, and it does take out the Greedent. And now it's a moment. Can we get them to... Oh, unfortunately, they are going to farm us down. We could not catch the move, and they win CAP tie, so that was unfortunately a little bit unlucky for us. In hindsight, if we just threw the move, we would have won. But we don't know what the CAP ties are until it happens. Our opponent here does switch out into the Feraligatr. We're going to farm up a little bit of energy and then try to catch a move. Our opponent doesn't throw any move until we switch into the Feraligatr. They throw the Crunch, so that Crunch does give them the advantage. And now we're going to get farmed down after our shield. We have to come in here with the Malamar because this Malamar is going to be a little bit more spammier than the Clodsire. They do throw another Crunch to try to debuff us, I guess, and then they switch back out into the Jumpluff, and this is where the Clodsire wants the matchup to be. Here we know that they are going to throw probably our Energy Ball here. It does throw our defense lower, and that is it's still okay. We're still okay because this Clodsire is very tanky, and plus, we want this Clodsire as low as possible so we don't get farmed as much. But unfortunately, our opponent does catch our move. Earthquake does get caught, and now we have the Empoleon versus the Malamar. We have to try to get some shields down. This foul play here doesn't get a shield. Whoa! So nice read by my opponent, able to survive that move right there. And I don't know if Superpower would have taken it out from that range, to be totally honest. So I guess it was always going to be a move that got let go. Okay, good lead. They switch into the Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to be tricky to deal with in the back. We're going to stay in for a little bit, tank the Power Whip, throw the Earthquake here, and see what they want to do. If they shield, we are going to stay in from... Okay, they are going to let it go, and we are going to tank the next Power Whip. Here, we're just going to stay in for now, because they did let it go. We're going to go for this Earthquake, and it does finally grab that shield. We have a choice here if we want to shield here or not. If we're going to shield, ends up being the Mirror Shot, which is the bait move. This is going to be another Mirror Shot. Yeah, we are going to be able to survive that. So this is going to get the last shield, or it's going to get the KO. They decided to double shield out of that situation. So we're just going to come in here with the Feraligatr and gain a ton of energy advantage. We have to shield this first one here, and then we're going to look for the farm down. Nope, no farm down. They switch out into the Charger Bug. We're going to fire off this Hydro, and it gets it into the yellow, forcing them to use some energy here, and it's going to be discharged. So they are going to have to get to another move. Okay, we do get the farm down, which is great news for us, but the Pelipper is lurking in the back. Pelipper here is going to be a little bit harder to deal with. They don't quite have Hurricane energy, so this is going to be the Weather Ball. We are going to throw this foul play immediately because they're very close to another move. We take out the Pelipper, and now it's coming down to a race, and we do get the farm down. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Malamar in the back, taking out the Feraligatr, taking out the Pelipper. That was clutch by that Malamar. Malamar, for that last particular matchup, MVP. Okay, Clodsire versus the Jumpluff. Here, we're going to have to see what they want to do. They decided to stay in for now, which is interesting. They switch out into their Dunsparce. We're going to fire off a Earthquake here, dealing a good amount of damage. We're going to try to switch, but it doesn't quite allow us to. And we're going to have to tank that Drill Run. So we know they're relatively energy dry, and then we're going to use our Malamar here to try to get them to use a shield or get them to KO this Dunsparce. Foul play does go through, takes them out, and now we have to deal with this Jumpluff. This Jumpluff here is going to be doing a lot of super effective fast move. We know that this is going to be a okay, this is going to be the energy ball. It's fine. We're going to come straight in with our Clodsire, throw the Stone Edge immediately. It does grab a shield. Let's see what our opponent ends up trying to do here. Are they trying to go for the Aero Ace, or they're trying to go for... Oh, they have the Acrobatics. Acrobatics on the Jumpluff is a little bit more surprise move. They have Energy Ball Acrobatics. Okay, so now we know what moveset they're running. We go for another Stone Edge, take out the Jumpluff, and it looks like we have to deal with a Dugong in the back. Dugong here is going to be interesting. They go for the Drill Run, does some good neutral damage. We are thankfully dealing a lot of fast move damage, but these charge moves are not dealing that much damage. We know we have the shield here, ends up being the Icy Wind Bane, that's fine. We are going to throw this Hydro Cannon here, and it's going to get them into the res. So here we're going to have to try to win with the farm down, and we do get the farm down because they know we have the Clodsire in the back too. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Feraligatr. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.